Let's pretend you're an acquaintance of mine, and you have some sort of weird unresolved trauma that makes you think you owe everyone a birthday present. And you think you owe me a birthday present. And why do I sound like this? So your birthday present is you get to watch this video of me indulging myself. I've always loved movie trailers. When I was a little kid, I tended to get butterflies in my stomach, like I was getting on a roller coaster or some shit before the movie started. And that sort of weirdo thrill associated itself with the trailers. Plus, nowadays, like if you don't want to pay attention to a movie or a TV show, you can just fucking put on a trailer. I mean, people bitch about trailers spoiling things, but they always did. It's just way back when you couldn't just go on YouTube and look up the trailer. Way back when, you couldn't just pick up a movie and watch it again. You know what I mean? That's why they kept putting Star Wars back into theaters. And, let me nudge this. There we go. Smash cut to 2012, and I find this thing called Mad Ron's Prevues from Hell on Netflix. And it's literally this VHS tape of trailers hosted by this cringy zombie puppet. It is absolutely not the kind of thing you put on Netflix. It blew my mind. I researched it and I find out that like trailer comps on DVDs aren't that uncommon, so I started scooping up all that shit and like as many Blu-rays as I could too once those were a thing. I'm gonna show you 10 of my favorite comps. And to keep things watchable and entertaining, I'm gonna pick a trailer from each to show you, and they're gonna be cool or great. The point is, like, they're going to be not boring enough for you to not stop this video. Trust me, because I know this shit. I have no clue how to rip shit from Blu-rays, so I'm just gonna use HD YouTube rips instead. As far as content warnings go, they're horror movie trailers, but I'm not gonna show like Saw or a Serbian film or whatever. This shouldn't fuck you up too much. If you like this at all, let me know, because then I can just keep doing this. I can keep doing this. First up is Drive-In Delirium, the new batch. There we go. It's from an Australian company called Umbrella. They're kind of like the Australian version of Shout Factory. Pretty much all their stuff is region-free, so you can get these Ozploitation films, and the dollar's a little weaker. So even with shipping, sometimes it's cheaper than Amazon. I'm not wired right mentally, so I'm gonna show you the trailer for Exorcist 2. I'm not religious in the least, so I don't have that inherent fear that the first movie requires. I mean, I probably know more about the Torah than Exorcist stuff. But the third movie is a whole different amazing thing, and the second movie is whack in a good way. And here's a trailer that makes it almost seem like an action movie set to Ennio Morricone's Magic and Ecstasy.
4 years ago, The Exorcist shocked the world. Now, the struggle between good and evil goes on. Exorcist 2, The Heretic. Richard Burton, Louise Fletcher, Max von Sydow, James Earl Jones. Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Alamo Drafthouse had a label for a little while that put out dope shit like Wake and Fright and a band called Death. And they put together their own trailer comp called Trailer War. From that, I've pulled an Italian crime film from 1969 called The Electric Chair. I should have held this up when I said trailer war, not when I said the name of the movie. The only narration in this is some guy yelling "the electric chair" louder and louder.
The electric chair. The electric chair. The electric chair. The electric chair. The chair. The electric chair. The electric chair. The electric chair. The electric chair.
Okay, in the early 80s, the UK went batshit over violence in movies, referred to as the video nasties. It's called like the DPP list or whatever. Jake West made a documentary about that. One about how the moral panic started, one about how VHS stores got raided for carrying these illegal movies and how there was like underground tape trading. I think it was illegal to have Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the UK until like 2000, maybe? I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I forget. Anyway, I spent like 2018 watching all the video nasties, so if you ever have a question about any of them, I can probably answer it. So what they did was they put that documentary on this 3-disc set, and then they put the second documentary on another 3-disc set, and they're full of all the trailers to all the movies with all of these intros by people like Kim Newman and Patricia McCormick, who's a fucking legend. Altogether, each 3-disc box is like 13 hours each, and if you can get them, if you're even the least bit interested in them, they're mandatory. I picked Possession, which is probably the only movie I should add a caveat to, because it's like super gross. And it's about a particularly ferocious divorce. So if you can't handle that, at least just stick with me and sit through the trailer, because it's bonkers. Pretend I'm holding your hand.
Oh, Mark. Your wife keeps her own secrets.
Make her talk to me. It'll be the way that she wants. Tell me.
Well, I think what you want to do to Bob is just...
Inhuman. So what you're doing must be human. gonna happen to us?
It's up to you!
And stop coming!
Why I have to go?
I'll follow you!
You can hate me as much as you like, but it's you who wants to know things for me. So please make it possible.
Uglier. You've hardened. For the first time, you look vulgar to me.
You are not different from anyone else. We are all the same, but in different words, different bodies, different versions. Like insects, meat.
What is it?
If you buy anything as a result of watching all this, buy the AGFA horror trailer show. It's set up like a 90-minute mixtape of trailers with a specific flow to it, so it's very, very party-friendly. There's one trailer near the beginning called Witchcraft 70 that has like an implied animal abuse thing, but otherwise you'll love it. And then there's also a bonus feature of nothing but direct-to-video trailers. Most of them are excruciating, but it also has this Nigerian trailer called Spiritual Challenge. Easily the only trailer where the narrator takes a break for a second to say hi to one of the cast members as he's narrating the trailer. I know, at least in Uganda, that's a normal thing. They have video jokers, VJs, and they literally have someone who'll be like in the movie theater and just like dunk on the movie the whole time, and that's the normal way you see movies there. It's pretty great. It's gonna make you yell Spiritual Challenge at your friends.
Light and darkness don't enter battlefield. Who could take this Pekin?
You cannot have Moses. You cannot have him. I command you in the name of Jesus Christ to perish.
Spiritual challenge. Spiritual challenge. Now the latest classic film where Great King Productions Limited bring come. It no day hard for man where they look for Pekin to promise life back to devil. The wife make promise to Almighty Father. Spiritual challenge. Spiritual challenge. These two promises of one Pekin. It no go end with peace because light and darkness don't get business at all.
Swear that you will bring this child before Ikenga at the age of 23. Swear!
This wicked cult, them not to forgive, them not to forget, them must to fight till everything scatter. Spiritual challenge, Justice Esiri, Yukari Anonobeku, Emekani, Moses Armstrong, Kenneth Chuku, and Mr. Joseph. Hi! Them do super acting for this film, Spiritual Challenge. Producer, na Izua Zibike and Steve Arinze. Director, na Kalwaya. Marketer and distributor, na Great King Production Limited, where they 51 Weka Road on it. 123 Nnamdi Azikiwe Street, Idumota, Lagos. 10 Park Road, Aba. Spiritual Challenge, sample of the end time.
You must always remember that is tomorrow.
Vinegar Syndrome is a label that primarily deals in like scuzz. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like a wide prairie. Horror, terror, gore, thrillers, blaxploitation, giallo, and a whole lot of like actual legit retro porn. This isn't porn, it's Disco Godfather. Unless you're like really into Rudy Ray Moore, in which case it's like Rudy Ray Moore porn. It's worth it just to hear him yelling stuff. It's fucking cool.
Disco Godfather.
Father of the disco.
All right. Put your weight on it. Put your weight on it. Put your weight on it. All right, everybody out there, you got your mind on the one and your ass on the loose. Come on, get funky in here. Shoot the deuce to the goose. From the north to the south, from coast to coast. The Godfather here's gonna give you the most. All right. Put your weight on it. 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 I'm the Godfather, and my name is Tucker. Everybody knows that I'm a bad mother.
They hit the hit me. I want them alive.
Disco Godfather.
Got to get rid of everything. I'm a restricted businessman in this community.
Talk! Who sent you? In the taste. I'm rough and tough and don't take no stuff. Yes, this is the Godfather talking to you. I want you to put a little slide in your glide, and some soul in your soul, and some zip in your hip, some strut in your gut. Sit down, this is the place to be. If you need a little loving, you can call on me. We're flying high on a disco trip. All across the big USA. New York City, Frisco too. Miami, Chicago, and LA. Come on and dance. Let's dance. Come on and dance. If you crave satisfaction, this is a place to find that action. Coming to this theater as its next attraction is a picture that will put you in traction. Disco Godfather, starring me, Rudy Ray Moore. Disco Godfather.
From Trailer Trauma 3, which you can no longer get a copy of, trust me on that. I went with Evilspeak, starring Clint Howard. It's this thing where the supernatural meshes with technology. And it's about him trying to, like, summon Satan through computers, and, like, computers of the early 80s, which is even better. This was very recently on the last drive-in, so if you have Shudder, you could literally watch this movie right now. This one goes out to all my techno-pagan sluts.
Everyone's known a boy like Stanley Coopersmith. Evilspeak. He's the kid everyone used to pick on.
Screwed up for the last time, Cooper Dick.
Speak. You see, everyone thought Stanley was a joke. An outcast with no one to turn to.
You guys broke my catapult. You're gonna pay for that.
No one except man's most advanced machine. Stanley used the power of man to call on the powers of evil.
I, Stanley Coopersmith, command you! Oh my God.
And all hell broke loose.
Imbue these creatures with your strength and force. Let them avenge me.
Remember that little kid you used to pick on? Well, he's a big boy now.
If I just say canon films, some of you will react to that. And for those that don't, they were largely an 80s movie distributor that set goalposts and then try to get to the goalposts, regardless of whether or not that was humanly possible. I feel like this is a generous way of describing them. Mark Hartley's documentary Electric Boogaloo documents the rise and fall of canon. You can get this from Umbrella also, and you should, because it's a double disc with Machete Maidens, another Mark Hartley film. If you're into like Charles Bronson or Chuck Norris or Stallone's fallow period, you'd love that documentary. It's got like a bonus thing with trailers, and from that I picked The Apple. One of the owners, Menachem Golan, he made a musical film. Not really having any grasp on what a musical is, or really what film is, to be honest. Anyway, here's The Apple. It's Bim all the way.
In 1994, the world is controlled by one power. The Apple is success.
There ain't no pride, there ain't no shame, there ain't no sympathy, there ain't no blame, there ain't no pleasure, there ain't
The Apple brings you everything.
What about happiness?
I wanted to release Bibi from a contract. Cheers. Where is she?
I stand alone. I stand alone. Cry for me.
The Apple is the temptation. The Apple is the experience.
Take the apple. Whoa! Where's the apple? Whoa! Yeah, 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 yeah.
The Apple is the forbidden fruit.
Come and take me and shape me and mold me and make me and fill me up with your fire. Come do anything to me your little heart desires. I've never been so high in my life.
Bibi, I must see you. I gotta talk to you.
The Apple takes your soul.
New York out to LA. Everybody does it her way. Popping power by the hour. Speed. I can feel the earth start quaking when America starts shaking. Popping power by the hour. Speed.
Now, a special experience in movie-going entertainment. The Apple.
After writing Alien, the very next thing Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett did was Dead and Buried, which is on this thing called Shock Festival. It started out as a hardcover book. It was like fictional exploitation film posters and descriptions of them, and then people made their own versions of trailers based on these fake films. It is not good. One of those people is probably going to stumble across this and give me hell. One of Menachem Golan's people is going to stumble across this and give me hell, so let's just fucking go all in. Lord knows I'm not a coward. There's 3 discs. One is exploitation film trailers, actual trailers in addition to the weird fakey ones. And then there's like horror trailers, and then there's a 3rd disc of just MP3s of radio ads, which I'm also fucking into. Anyway, I picked Dead and Buried, Dan O'Bannon, Ronald Shusett. It's basically like a weird zombie film. There is an implied needle to the eyeball in this. It doesn't actually show it, but just a heads up. Oh, and this isn't in HD. This is like someone's personal tattered copy, which is better.
This is the road to Potter's Bluff. Maybe you've been there. Clean, picturesque, full of old-fashioned friendliness. The kind of town everyone likes to visit. This is the road to Potter's Bluff. There is no road out.
Welcome to Potter's Bluff.
From the creators of Alien, terror brought down to Earth, dead and buried.
Is there any way whatsoever to reanimate people after they have died? To get them to walk around?
That guy, the one you came to see me about last week, the one that died after the car wreck. Yeah. I just saw him. Man, he's dead. The same guy.
Welcome to Potter's Bluff.
When you die, you expect to remain dead and buried.
You had a very close call. Just lie still. I'm gonna give you something. It's gonna make you feel even better.
When you die in Potter's Bluff, expect the unexpected. From the creators of Alien, dead and buried. It will take your breath away. All of it. Dead and buried.
Long, long ago, Australia didn't have a film industry. The government decided they would subsidize it. The way to make money was just like sex and horror. Big shock. The whole thing is documented in another Mark Hartley documentary, Not Quite Hollywood, which I think I've probably watched this once a year since it came out, maybe twice some of those years. Again, you can get this from Umbrella. It's an all-region Blu-ray. Don't bother with the American versions because they're very, very, very slimmed down compared to this. 9 hours of special features versus... There was a TV pilot to a show called Fright. It was too intense for TV, so they just turned it into a movie called Night of Fear. And it took me till halfway through watching it to realize there's no dialogue. It's all grunts and screams. So here's the trailer for Night of Fear, which has more dialogue than the movie itself.
Now will you join the girl in her nightmare trip?
Alright. The big finale. If you're like a trailer buff, if you're like a trailer Poindexter like me, trailer nerdlinger. It's weird being a hot nerd. I mean, it's great. Anyway, certain trailers are evergreen, and they sort of show up on a lot of these comps over and over again. I'm looking at you, Blood-Spattered Bride / I Dismembered Mama. Another one that crops up a lot is I Drink Your Blood and I Eat Your Skin. I Eat Your Skin is just this snoozer of a black and white zombie movie, and that's not actually in the trailer itself. I Drink Your Blood is pretty cool as a movie. It is the opening trailer on Mad Ron's Prevues from Hell. This trailer is notable because of the pronunciation of sword, and because a garden hose is used as a weapon or referred to as such. There's a bunch of hippies that move into a town, and some little kid puts a syringe in roadkill and then puts it in some pies, and then they drink your blood. So this is the good shit.
The biggest, bloodiest horror show in history. I drink your blood. Men become animals and eat their victims. I drink your blood. A young boy infects an entire town with rabies and turns a group of men into a band of bloodthirsty zombies ravaging a peaceful countryside. I drink your blood will make your blood curdle and your skin crawl. But you will sit there and suffer through the tortures of the damned. You will sit and watch this shocking ugliness splashing across the screen. You will ask yourself, what acts of sadism will this electric knife be used for? What horrors will be performed with this axe, this hose, this dagger, this gun, this sword? All the implements necessary to make this the ultimate in adult horror films. We have painted a bloody picture, but it is only a small part of what actually takes place in I Drink Your Blood. Can you take it? If you have a strong constitution, we challenge you to test it and sit through. I drink your blood.
So if you've made it this far, I've decided to treat you to a bonus, which is like one of my all-time favorites. This is for the Brian De Palma film Body Double. You know, it helps to not take life seriously or take yourself seriously. I certainly don't take myself seriously. Like, I've got confidence, but I know life sucks. You know what I mean? It's a pretty sleazy movie. This trailer won a Clio, which is like the commercials version of an Oscar or a Grammy. Normally, the soundtrack to the movie was by Pino Donaggio, but a guy named Jonathan Elias did the music here, which I love. He actually, I think, worked on a demo with like a guy that used to be my boss at a liquor store 10 years ago, which is weird. This trailer has never really ended up on any of these compilations, which doesn't make any sense. That's a crime. Anyway, shit ends here. Like and subscribe. Next week's gonna be normal. Here's Body Double. Let's get it on, motherfuckers. Let's party. Friday night.
He thought he was watching her, but she was watching him. thought he was trespassing, but he was invited. He knew he had gone too far. He couldn't stop. He saw exactly what she wanted him to see. Brian De Palma, the modern master of suspense, invites you to witness a seduction, a mystery, a murder, body double. You can't believe everything you see.
Smash cut to 2012, and son of a bitch. This was very recently, I'm like constantly bitching about the heat, and this mic clip that I have this on, oh geez, you probably hear that, don't you? Oh no.
Beginning, she gave me things. Perfect balance, perfect sleep. Oh, she wants to get inside of me. I can feel her. Oh, she can see me.
When you dance the dance of another, you make yourself in the image of its creator.
I feel like I'm not even here yet.
The dumplig's incredible.
1, 2, 3.
The way she transmits her work.
You have to decide, what is it you want to be for this company?
There's more in that building than what you can see, Doctor.
You're living with dangerous people.
Three mothers, pre-God, pre-devil. Mother tenebrarum, mother lacrimarum, and mother suspiriorum. Darkness, tears, and sighs.
You're making some kind of deal with them.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's all a mess. The one out there. The one in here. The one that's coming.